So what was it that initially made you want to write a book on this important topic of the Uyghur genocide and how China are relentlessly campaigning against them?
So, I mean, it's kind of tied in with transnational repression, essentially. I was in Istanbul as the, crackdown really intensified in 2016 and 17. And I began talking to Uyghurs there not long afterwards about what was happening back home. But as we talked, they also told me about what was happening to them in Turkey, the harassment that they experienced from Chinese authorities. They couldn't contact family members back home because just receiving a message or a phone call from abroad would be enough for them to be taken into account, to be detained. But some of them told me how they'd started receiving phone calls from family members that were obviously directed by Chinese authorities, again, telling them how to live their lives, telling them to report to the Chinese consulate in Istanbul and, show them that they were still Chinese. And after a while, that progressed to Communist Party cadres or police, telling them that if they wanted to speak to their family again, it would have to be through them. And the bargain for doing that was that they provide more information on their lives in Turkey, their home address, pictures of their children, and all of that with threats about what would happen if they said no. A common line was, you must think of your family because they're here and you're there. In other words, like the repercussions of refusal to cooperate would be visited on their families back home. And then that all escalated to essentially coerced espionage, demands that, for your family's safety, that you go down to a meeting of Uyghurs from a, political or cultural organization, maybe take some pictures of them, pick down names, and for that, you'd get a brief call home. And yeah, I'm not sure a single Uyghur in Istanbul I spoke to had completely escaped these kind of contacts. And it spread this justified paranoia through the diaspora community. And I found it chilling.